Now the next question says that x and y are natural numbers other than 1 and y is greater than x. So basically we have x and y which are neither decimals nor they are negative, they are just simple numbers like natural numbers as it is written here. Now they say that y is greater than x and also neither of them are 1. So we'll also look upon the reason कि क्यों लिखा हुआ है later on. Which of the following represents the largest number? So we all know that if we take any two random numbers, like we can have two approaches for this question. The first one is with the examples, like if we take any two numbers and then we apply these operations, then we can check that which of the following will be largest. And the another one is just the basic knowledge and logic. So if you multiply any two numbers, we know that after multiplying any two numbers, the result will be the greatest. And if you apply any other operation such as addition, subtraction, or division, no matter which number we are dividing by another number, the results will always be smaller, right? The result that we get from the greatest, so it will be the greatest. So this number will be the greatest, like after multiplying this operation, that is multiplication always gives us the greatest result or number. So other operations obviously as we can see, so B and C will obviously not be the correct answer because they are about division. Then when we look at the option D that says x plus y divided by x into y, now what happens is since we know that the product will be the greatest. Okay, so if I divide a number by 6 and then I divide the same number by 5 or perhaps by 2, then which of the following result will be the greater number? Obviously this will give us a greater result. Why? Because the denominator is smaller. So जितना छोटा denominator से या the smaller the denominator by which we are dividing a particular number, the greater will be the answer. So in this case ऐसा हमने पढ़ा है कि जो product है वो हमेशा हमें बहुत ही बड़ा number देता है. If you divide any number चाहे वो उनका sum या उनका difference हो, it won't matter much because we are dividing by a very huge number. So obviously the overall result will be smaller. It will be a small number. So directly we can say that A or perhaps the product of these two numbers is the largest number which they were asking. Then they are saying other than 1. They said that these two numbers, like none of these numbers is 1. The reason being if you take a number 6 and 1, if you multiply these we'll get 6. If I divide 1 and then in the numerator I have 6, even then I'll get 6, right? So the two options will be same, that is the reason. And if we do this question by options, for example, we take 3 and 2. Now see, for this to be correct, for these conclusions to be correct, if we take any number, the result should be the same. Right? That is the reason we can take any two random numbers. So suppose this is x and this is y because y is greater than. So after multiplying we get 6, like the option A that we have. B option we have x upon y, so this will give us 0.66 something. So even this is of course very smaller than 6. So we have the third option that is y upon x, so it will be 3 upon 2. This will be equal to 1.5. Then D we have x plus y divided by x into y, which means 5 upon 6. This will be somewhat around 0.8, which is again smaller. So the biggest number here, the largest number here is 6. That is the reason why it will be option A. The answer will be. Now the next question is question number 60. So basically in these type of questions what happen is we just keep on reading the instructions of the question. We just keep on adding the information and with the help of information and our own knowledge and understanding, we can try to solve these step by step. Now the first thing it says is number 136 is added to 5b7 and the sum obtained is 7a3. So what we can understand here is a and b are integers or perhaps a and b are numbers or digits which we do not know, which they can ask us to find out. Then they say it is given that 7a3 is exactly divisible by 3. So this 7a3 and 5b7 is a number particularly. Then they ask the only possible value of b is what will be the value of b. They're basically asking this. Now the first thing that they say if we break down the question is number 136 is added to the number 5b7, right? And the sum obtained is equal to 7a3. So here we do not know the value of b and a, and they're asking us to find out the value of b. Now they say that it is given that 7a3 is exactly divisible by 3, which means that this particular number, that is 7a3, it should be divisible by 3. And we know the divisibility rule of 3: for any particular number to be divisible by 3, the sum of the digits of that particular number, that is 7 plus 3 plus a, its sum, its sum must be equal to, like, it will be 10 plus a. So the particular sum or the result must be a multiple of 3, which means that this sum should either be like 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, and so on. So obviously this cannot be 3, 6, and 9. It will start from 12 if a is equal to 2. So first we can write the possible values of a, which are like 2, then a can be 5, or a can be 8. That is 10 plus 2, that it will be 12. 12 is a multiple of 3. Then 10 plus 5 will be equal to 15. It is also a multiple of 3. And 10 plus 8 will be equal to 18, which is also a multiple of 3. So these are the possible values. Now of course we cannot go on further, because then a जो है वो एक 2-digit number बन जाएगा. But we need just one single digit that we can place here, right? Now they're asking the only possible value of b. Okay, so after we add this, like, this will be equal to 13. So 1 carry, which means 4 plus b must be equal to a. So for a to be equal to 2, 5 or 18, what happens is a 5 हो सकता है if b is equal to 1. लेकिन अगर a 5 हो जाएगा, then we will get 6 here, right? 1 plus 5 will be equal to 6. But we have 7 here, which means that यहाँ पे कुछ carry भी जा रहा है, which means that the value of a, it will be equal to 2, right? तभी 1 यहाँ पे आएगा, which means that 4 plus b should be here, it should be equal to 12, right? So 4 में हमें क्या ऐड करना पड़ेगा कि हमें 12 मिलेगा, it will be equal to 8, which means that the value of b here will be equal to 8. So we need to go by the digits. Carry में क्या क्या आ रहा है वो हमें observe करना है, and then we can simply find out the answer with all the conditions कि divisibility की क्या condition दी हुई है and so on. So the answer for this particular question will be equal to 8. Now this next question says an 8-digit number, that is 4252746b, b here is unknown obviously, leaves remainder 0 when divided by 3. How many values of b are possible? So basically this number is divisible by 3. How do we know this? Whenever a particular number, a particular dividend is completely divisible by the particular divisor, which in this case is equal to 3, the remainder that we receive is always 0. And if we divide a number by 3, if we divide this particular number by 3, we are getting remainder 0, which means that this number is completely divisible by 3. How many values of b are possible? So basically they're asking the possible values of b. So we know the divisibility rule of 3. This is similar to the previous question that we attempted. It will be 4252746b. Okay, so after adding, first we'll find out the sum of this, and then we'll find out the options that b can have. So 6 plus 4 will be 10 and 12. So 12 is divisible by 3, तो उसको हमने हटा दिया. Then we have 5 plus 4, which is 9. Again 9 is divisible by 3, तो उससे भी हमने हटा दिया. Then we have 7 plus 2, 9. Again this is also divisible, which means that b can either be 0, b can be 3, 6 or 9, right? Because एक ही digit है, so these are the only multiples. उसके बाद तो 12 आ जाते हैं, and b is just a digit, a number which is of one digit, right? b is just a digit. So how many values of b are possible? It is asking how many values. So it will be 1, 2, 3 and 4, which means that 4 will be the answer to this question. This is pretty simple and similar to the previous question.